come through as we show you how and what our home DIY alarm system is all about. Thank you very much. So we got this from Take a Lot. In the box there's the main console, and we also bought in a few extras. I'm not too sure how you're going to get your stuff from Take a Lot. Take a Lot from this side, it's in South Africa. It took about 7 days for this to get here in Harare. We used a local supplier, a local runner, a Malaita. So we get the box and 3 extra sensors that we got as we need to cover a wider area. In the box we have a manual, of course. We need to get through that. There's quite a lot that needs to be read and understood, but I've gone through it already and I know what's inside. This is the instructions on how to configure an application to connect to your alarm from your mobile device. I have an Android device, so I used an Android setup. And this is the main console where everything is hosted and controlled from. So your mobile application controls and connects and controls this device. And in the box we have RFIDs. These are touch sensitive. You can just put them on your keys. You can use them to unlock and arm the system. That's the speaker. The speaker just makes everything loud. That's the one and only proximity sensor that's in the box, and motion sensor rather, that comes with the box, and that little wall mount that it also comes with. Very handy. Yes, you can screw it to the wall. That's a that's a mini USB, micro USB cable, and the power brick, that's for powering the device. It's on for 20 to 30 minutes without power, and those are a few screws that you can use to screw the back of that device onto the wall so that you can mount that on the wall. And the 2 remote controls. So the 2 remote controls can be used to arm and disarm the system. So just a recap of what we got: the command console, plug, alarm, cable, motion sensor, door sensor, 2 remotes, and 2 RFIDs. And then we also got the extra sensors, which comes with a motion sensor and a door or window sensor. Now, setting this thing up, we've already connected our power to the power brick. On the side here we have the mini USB port, we have the external alarm port, we have the mini USB slot, the microphone, and the on and off button. So we're just going to go ahead and plug this in. So the moment I just plug this in, the device just turns on, and it's at a stage where we can start configuring it. So what we're going to do, we are going to connect a few devices which will enable us to test this device before mounting it to our wall. So we're going to pair a remote control and one of the sensors. For this video, we're going to use the door or window sensor just to illustrate how this connects. We're also going to show you the difference of how it rings with the speaker and without the speaker. It's pretty loud with the speaker. So as you can see, it's not a touch screen. We use those buttons to navigate through the menus and all the screen specifications which are there. So now we're going to try and add a device For starters, we're going to try and add the remote control. Ooh, I can't see properly here, maybe because it's upside down, but here we go. Yep. Trying to figure out something new whilst it's upside down. Here we go. Add remote. So once that's counting down,
add the remote,
and you press any button on the remote,
we've just added the remote.
The device will just tell you everything is gone through. You can also avoid doing this and get the application installed. It's much easier from the application. I had to redo all of this via the application. So this is now setting up the sensors. So you can set the sensor in different various modes. On the application, you actually get to name your zones and exactly how each sensor is going to behave. So for this one, we just want the basic, just to show you how it's going to work. So just selecting door alarm, and the countdown starts. So on the door alarm sensor, you have to remove that paper so that the connection between the batteries is removed. So once that's off, quite difficult to remove at first, but once off, the battery connects and then the device is recognized and saved. So we now have the remote configured, we now have the door sensor configured. Now we want to test this. So the door window sensor comes in two parts. The other part you put on the other side of the door, and this is a simulation of a test. The system has been armed, and because it's still in default settings, it's going to do an exit. There's an exit timer running, which determines how long I have before I need to close off everything, close the door, and then after the timer runs down, the system will arm itself, and once an exception has been detected, the alarm will sound. But in this case, since this is the main door, I'm designating this door sensor for the main door. I would want an instance where, say, if I'm coming and I open the door, it gives me a bit of time so that I can walk up to the control panel and disarm it, or I can just disarm it from the remote control. But in this instance, I want it to go off, so I'm just going to let it count down. All these timers are configurable. You can configure them however you want. So this is just the alarm, just the head. Now we are adding a speaker so that you can hear how loud it gets. So that's basically it. We're now going to mount all the necessary sensors, and thank you very much. Have a good day.